Okay, so we're going to talk about semantic feature analysis. What we'll do first is we'll go through it, and I'll just show what each section means and what to look for, and then we'll go through and do an example. Okay, so this is what it looks like, your paper. So typically what you want to do is take a word or some kind of a picture and place it here in the middle. So this is our main focus right here, and we're going to be describing whatever it is that you've picked. It can be an object, it can be food, it can be clothing, it can be really anything that you want to do, or it can be even a person. I mean, it can be anything. So the first thing you'll talk about is group. It is so the group means what category it belongs to. Alright, and then we have use. So what are you using this for? Alright, and then action. What does it do? So describe the verb or what it does. And then we have properties. So now you want to describe it. So you can describe how it looks, how it feels, the color of it. Is it soft? Is it hard? Is it big? Is it small? Lots of different ways to describe whatever it is that you have picked. And then you have location. You find it where. So this is the where. And then association. It reminds me of, and you think of what it reminds you of, or even objects or things that go with it, that when you think of this specific thing that you have picked, this is what you think of. So we're going to do one together so that way you can kind of understand how it works. So we're going to do this one. So here we have our picture right here. So first, if you're using a picture, I want you to name it first and say what it is. So I'll let you see if you can name it, and then I'll give you the answer here on the video. So I'll give you some time. Alright, so this is a toothbrush. So I'm just gonna write it right here, so that way we have it in here. So we have toothbrush, just like that. Okay? So the first thing we're gonna go to is group. It is this can be kind of hard, especially for a toothbrush. But I want you to see if you can come up with an idea of what it might be. There's actually different words that you could say it could be. It doesn't need to be a specific thing. It really can vary. So for me, like, I kind of think of a toothbrush being some type of utensil. It could be kind of in that category, like a bathroom item or like a bathroom utensil type thing. So I would say it'd be kind of like a bathroom item. So we'll put bathroom item. If you come up with something better, let me know. Okay, so bathroom item. So I'm just going to write it right in here. Alright, say this was like a table. You know, the group would be furniture, for example. Or if it was a shirt, it would be clothing. So it's really just the category that it belongs in. Alright, and then we're going to do use. You use it to or for. So I'll give you some time to think about it, because we did do this one yesterday, so you might be able to come up with an answer. So what do you use it for? So you use it to clean your teeth. Okay? So we'll put clean teeth. Clean teeth. Alright, the next one is action. What does it do? So what do you do with it to actually clean your teeth? I'll let you try to come up with the answer first. So you brush with it, right? Brush. Brush. All right. Now we're going to move on to properties. So I want you to describe it. So I'll hold up the picture again. You can either describe the picture or you can describe your own toothbrush if you'd like. So you kind of want to think about your toothbrush or look at this toothbrush. Think of the colors. So it's blue and white. There's some green on there. You want to think about size. Is it big or is it small? Is it hard or is it soft? You also want to think about material that it's made of. So I know you said yesterday that it's plastic. So that's great. And it has little bristles there. Okay, so what we'll do is we're just trying to write down everything that you said. So you'll write down blue, green, white, plastic, small, etc. Okay? Just like that. Now, location, where do you find it? So where do you typically find your toothbrush? I'll give you some time to think about it. So you typically find it in the bathroom, right? Now, if you are struggling to come up with an answer for any of these, it's best that if someone's helping you, that they give you the time to try to think about it first, to think about the answer. If you can't come up with it, they can give you an explanation or a description of the place. So bathroom, so the person would say, well, you can find it in the room where there's also a toilet or a shower, or you also wash your hands in that room. And if you still can't get it, then they can give you a choice. Do you find it in the kitchen or do you find it in the bathroom? And then you can pick from there. But being able to try to come up with it on your own first is the first step. Second step is to give a description of the room or whatever kind of answer you're trying to come up with. And then number 3 would be a choice. If you still can't get it from there, then you can do just give the answer and then have him repeat it again. Okay, so the next one is association. It reminds me of so what does a toothbrush remind you of? Sometimes this can be things that are that go with a toothbrush. So you could have said several different things. You could have said, it reminds me of toothpaste. It reminds me of teeth. It reminds me of water. I think yesterday you said mouthwash. So those few things it can remind you of. So it reminds me of toothpaste, mouthwash, sink. I mean, it can be really whatever comes to your mind when you think of a toothbrush. Oops. Okay. So then I want you to go ahead and try it. You can try it with objects around your house. You can do it with your book of pictures. But the goal is, for one, to be able to try to come up with the answer on your own. If you can't, the person helping you can then describe the thing that you're trying to come up with. 3, then they can give you a choice, and then 4, they can give you the answer. But you want to try to do it in that order, so that way at least you're challenging yourself and trying to come up with it on your own. All right, and then try different, words, different objects. If you have trouble thinking of words or items to use, just let me know. I can give you some resources for that. All right, let me know if you have questions, okay? All right.